Alright, what's up y'all? I'm coming straight at y'all from the Innovation Lounge. I'm here with the Men of Xavier, and together we are the Men Who Speak. Today I am Derek LeBlanc, I'm your host, and I will be with these lovely gentlemen to speak about a variety of topics. Would you like to go around and introduce yourselves? Yeah. Major, classification?
What's going on, y'all? I'm Caleb Little. I'm a bio pre-med major from Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Good to be here.
Hi, my name is Marcus Sterling. I'm a biology pre-med major junior from Atlanta, Georgia.
My name is Malcolm Taylor. I'm a psychology pre-med major from PG County, Maryland.
Hi everyone, my name is Ethan Harris. I'm a business sales and marketing major from Westchester, New York, and I am also a sophomore.
And I didn't mention it, I am a sophomore finance major from Charles, Louisiana. Alright guys, so again, we're just going to continue with our introductions. First off, I want you guys to just, say what orgs y'all part of, what y'all plan to do, what brought y'all to this moment, and what makes y'all want to be a part of Men of Xavier. So I'll go first. I joined Men of Xavier to further myself in involvement on campus, and just to do more and make more of an impact. I'm also part of NABA. I just joined C100, and that's what I do so far on campus. What you got, Gabe?
I'm only in Men of Xavier, and I just started getting interested in Xavier's Philadelphia Student Union. Being involved on campus takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of time, and you got to make the conscious decision to put yourself in that. And that's something I had to open up my mind to, my schedule to, get my priorities around being in places, being around the right people, the right, things to do.
For sure. My name is Marcus, once again. So I am the special advisor on the e-board for the Collegiate 100 of Xavier. I also serve as the publicity co-chair for the National Society of Leadership and Success. I'm also the community service chair for the Xavier Atlanta Club. So I try to do as much as I can on campus, because I know what being a black man, an involved black man on Xavier's campus really means. We're already the minority, so it just makes another level, upper echelon for us to do even more on campus.
Nice. Again, my name is Malcolm Taylor. I'm a freshman. I'm a part of Men of Xavier. I joined Men of Xavier just because I think ever since the first general body meeting, I'm getting just to see how many actually black men want to get involved on campus and off campus. I think really spoken to true words. I also was just inducted this past fall into C100. I'm also part of the DMV club here on Xavier's campus. And so I think just being a part of these organizations and clubs, just being engaged in what's going on campus, really just speaks volumes to what we can do as black men.
And this is Ethan Harris again, and when I came to Xavier, I just knew that I didn't want to be another student who came and left. I really wanted to make my mark on this campus, and that involved freshman year, joining the Collegiate 100 Visionary Chapter, being a member of the NSLS, as well as the American Marketing Association, and just even this fall, crossing into Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, and then being able to occupy a position of the Vice President of the Martial Arts Club. I just knew I wanted to be able to create spaces for black men on this campus, because I know we're an underrepresented group, so I knew I wanted to be able to make an impact on campus.
How do you like Xavier so far? Y'all like it, love it?
Vice President of the Martial Arts Club?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's dope.
It's a new club, just because I knew that it was a very important passion of mine. And when I found Brother Desmond Collins, I knew I was like, okay, how can I get involved? How can I make these meetings happen? How can I be able to create events for people? Because I know even if you just want to know how to defend yourself, or you just it's a passion. For me, it's a passion. So I just knew I wanted to be a part of that and make that happen.
For sure. Back to your question, I will say I definitely love Xavier. It's a growing to love. I know when I first got here, I was a little kind of weary, because I'm like, okay, so it's a smaller campus, not as many students, but I feel like that's really the benefit of Xavier, because it's so intimate, because you're seeing people that normally see on a daily basis. You're getting to know them a lot better, and Xavier is one of those schools, so it is what you make it. So again, with that involvement and stuff that we're doing, these relationships and networking that we're having, it's really important, because it makes Xavier the kind of school that it is.
I think just to piggyback off what Marcus said, I think it's just Xavier being such a small campus, it's really a family type environment. You get to know the right people, you get your circle, your groups. I think just being able to just get in touch, make connections, network, it really revolves you around what you want to be around.
And I feel kind of a different perspective, is because if you look at Xavier, even my freshman year, we didn't have a Men of Xavier. We didn't really have opportunities and spaces for black men to congregate. So I would go around, I would see the same people 4 or 5 times over and over again, and it would just be well, I don't really know him. There's not an incentive to get to know someone. You're just another passive individual in the mics, or in class, And on the same type of a class, right, you get to have a better or closer connection with your professors, right, because it's only 10 to 15 students in each class, or in my major at least. So, you have the opportunity to say, hey, I don't understand this question. Hey, I need help with this, exam problem, or whatever it is, you can have the intimate relationship with your professors.
All right, next topic we're going to focus on, how do you guys define a black man in 2025?
I think there's a black man in 2025. I think it's about having just a certain character, holding yourself to a certain standard. Those things also along with morals and knowing what's right and what's wrong for you. You're looked at differently, especially like on campus where majority is females. Like obviously we have to show a different spotlight on ourselves. So I think it's like being a black man in general in 2025 is just making sure that you're not in the wrong spotlight.
I can definitely attest to that. Like me and Malcolm were talking about earlier, the difference between a black boy and a black man is you don't just one day wake up, okay, I'm a black man. It's a constant growth that you're having, especially in, like you said, 2025. We're still redefining what a black man means. It's having that wherewithal to, get up every day and be like, okay, I'm gonna attack this situation because I know what stands against me. I know what kind of glass ceilings are above me, yet I'm still gonna break it because I know I am a black man.
That just brought up an amazing point now that I really think about it. I feel like the essence of a black man can be defined by our motto, press it forward and fearing nothing, right? Being able to take leaps and challenges and being able to be a leader, because when I came to Xavier, I wasn't a leader, man. I was really shy, didn't really talk to anyone, and being involved in whether it be the Collegiate 100 or the Men of Xavier, I've been able to harness my leadership and being able to, cater to certain students and make my mark on campus. So I feel like you hit the nail on the head there, definitely.
We said at Manhood Matters last week that being a man is just being comfortable in one's own skin. You know what I mean? Knowing what you can and can't control. You know what I'm saying? And acting with that accordingly, right? If I wake up in the morning and I'm worried about, what this person's doing or what that person's doing, I'm stressed, right? I'm not taking care of what I need to do. I'm not furthering my own goals, my own agenda, right? I'm not getting out there. I'm worried about things I can't, grasp, right? Unnecessary energy.
Yeah, to piggyback off of what a lot of y'all said, I think being a black man in 2025 can be very privileging, very successful, but it can be a very hard thing too. Because at the end of the day, we still go through a lot of deep and dark things that sometimes we shouldn't have to go through. Like, think about it. DEI just got roped. Some people can't get those jobs that they were initially trying to interview for or get into, and that's another hardship that we have to go through as black men. Like as black men, we're always defined as something that's aggressive or something that can be said sometimes not as intelligent. But really, in truth, we have to be intelligent times 2 of what a normal person would be. Like, we have to be something greater than ourselves and strive for greatness in a different whole aspect, a different whole category than normal people have to. Like, it's kind of crazy, but at the end of the day, we're still prevailing. We're still making it through. We're still paving our own history.
It's that pressure makes diamonds, man.
Yeah, it's something crazy that we all still struggle through.
That's to say, like, Xavier's environment, right? Iron sharpens iron, right? Being around an intimate environment of black men, black leaders, right? Innovators of the next generation, you're bound to happen across a opportunity, or you're bound to happen across a connection with somebody else that elevates you to where you need to go.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, how do y'all think like being a successful black man in a community, any community, is important?
Great question. If you don't mind, I'll lead off on that. But, so like I said, I'm the special advisor for the Collegiate 100. One of the partnerships that we have is with an organization called Son of a Saint, where there are some youth, very young boys that come out and they want mentorship and especially like some type of father figure in their lives. And we go out there, we have intimate conversations with them, help them with homework and everything. But what matters most is us being in that environment with them, having the conversations. Because growing up, I didn't have a father figure, so I can kind of show them you don't always need a father to be in your life for you to have a father figure. You see what I'm saying?
True.
Mentors like us are very important because we're showing them what is possible and what they can take from us and bring it to another level. So it's definitely important for us to teach the next generation that where we are, it's awesome, but you can go even further.
That definitely brings up a great point. Mentorship is definitely important. I don't care how old you are, you can still learn from someone. I have a mentor here at Xavier. Even my fraternity, right? We have a program called Guide Right, where we go and we teach kids all the way down to 14 to like 17, 18 years old. So being able to have that relationship with a student and seeing them grow is definitely something that's very important. But I want to take it into a different direction, because I feel like when you're a successful black man or man in general, you're breaking down certain expectations and certain preconceived notions that people have about black people, let alone black people in college, right? If you're becoming a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, right, you're setting the precedent, right, for other young black boys who want to do exactly what you do, but they don't have, that figure, right? They don't have, LeBron James. They don't have, someone who's in their close network that they can look up to. So I feel like when you're successful as a black man, that you set the precedent for your community and your family as well. So it's definitely a big thing that you have to try.
To piggyback off what he said, I'm gonna give y'all an example. I had a teacher named Wilfred Clofus, and I recently gained a mentor named Cedric Johnson. These two men both came from my time, and came from, I don't know about Mr. Cedric exactly, but Mr. Clovis came from a really bad neighborhood. Let's just put it like that. And these two men grew and strive for so much greatness that they have become really big impactors in the community. So for example, Mr. Cedric, he came here, he gave us a conversation, and he was like, oh yeah, I'm from, where you're from, Lake Charles, Louisiana? I'm like, that's crazy, because I don't know any male successful people that are from Lake Charles, Louisiana, and have gone to big things and moved to Pennsylvania. So that, to me personally, that was big. Right. That's someone I have to look up to, because he came where I'm from and did what I'm trying to do. Absolutely. And I feel like that's something very detrimental to all black males of all ages in any community. Like, you have to have someone that you can look up to.
I took a sociology class last semester, and they speak in that sociology class, a lot of people who grow up in middle class environments, even wealthy environments, right, they're taught at a young age what to do to get into college, what opportunities to take to get into college, what to study to get into college. When you get into college, these are the organizations you need to join, these are the people you need to talk to, these are the administrators you need to, these are the bank accounts you need to open, these are the taxes you need to learn, whatever it is. They are set up and taught to be successful, independent adults, right, regardless of their upbringing, right? And as black men, when we are put in a situation where, we might have not had a role model or might not have somebody to teach us that, right? Coming to college where there is a situation, there is connections to make. All it takes is a simple step, right? To join that community, to join that brotherhood. You know what I mean? To get to the next level.
Sure. That's what I'm on.
Yeah, I think just especially with having a role model, I think it's definitely important. I would say I have a mentor back home, and I have a mentor here, and he's a sophomore, and so I think learning from him, just what the steps he takes, listening to him, the advice he gives me, I think it's just very important to understand what goes on campus, what goes on off campus, especially with the environment we're around. And so I think just the norms that we set ourselves to is just very important to just know what can we manage, and just what we hold ourselves to, and just how we just understand what it means to uplift ourselves and uplift others like us.
Not really enough of that. I want to get into about the topic of finding a mentor and stuff like that. So Ethan, I'm gonna let you take the floor on this one.
I would definitely say in college, for sure, definitely start going to just events that you're interested in. For me, I just had the opportunity of being in a major that has an association affiliated with it, the American Marketing Association. So I had the opportunity of meeting my now mentor at one of the networking events that they had on this campus. So I feel like it's just about, positioning yourself to be able to enter into, spaces where you can find someone that you can learn so much from. So I definitely feel like, it's all about just being in those spaces for sure.
For sure, what I would need and what's going to help a lot of people is those kind of networking events that we often have. A lot of those networkings work with someone that knows someone. You have to be able to network and present yourself to someone else to make them want to mentor you and to ask them for questions and stuff like that. It's that thing doesn't just come easy, but it comes with a relationship and a connection being built. So yeah.
I like what you said about presenting yourself to somebody in the way they would want to network with you. How do you think you present yourself to people in which they want to engage with you, they want to talk with you, they want to work with you?
I feel like you have to have an open mind, you know, for sure. Because when it even comes to mentorship, like you have to ask, you know, do you know anyone who knows someone, right? As opposed to, you know, just sitting there in silence, like, man, nobody wants to lend a helping hand to, you know, mentor me. You have to ask. You have to have an open mind. And on top of that, bro, I feel like in a lot of situations you have to have something to offer or present yourself as someone who can, you know, benefit this person, as opposed to, you know, just like, hey, can I pick your mind about the X, Y, and Z? You know, I majored in sales when I was in college, and I noticed that you have a BA in business administration or whatever. You know, leverage your similar commonality. You gotta leverage that, right? What you have in common. You know, even on LinkedIn, right? People, LinkedIn is so slept on for networking in general. Like, I feel like you have to leverage that too, right? You see someone who, oh yeah, you have Xavier in common, you have a similar high school, right? Leverage that, you know, mention that in the conversation. That brings affinity, or it brings, you know, a sense of, oh yeah, this person, you know, you went to Xavier, oh man, I'll help this dude out.
I feel like closed mouths don't get fed. That's going to take you as
Exactly.
far as you are willing to go in any situation. Closed mouths do not get fed. But let's go into life at Xavier. What do you think Xavier is doing well? What do they need more improvement on? How do you feel overall? I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, but do y'all think we require like more events catered towards a certain demographic of people or anything like that?
Oh, I can start. Well, I told y'all I was really closed off, you know what I mean, when we first got here. Like, I wasn't really involved in anything, you know, just coasting through life, you know what I mean? But one thing I've noticed about Xavier, it's so easy to serve, to get involved, to just do anything. All you have to do is be there and show up and have a good attitude, and people gonna rock with you. Like, they gonna let you serve the community, because why wouldn't they? You know? Absolutely.
Yeah, the camaraderie. If I'm saying it right.
You're saying,
Xavier is a crazy thing, because you literally can go to an event or go to a serving event and strike conversation with anyone at any time. Like, everyone, a lot of people here have great personalities, great attitudes, and are willing to share information. Like, that's one thing for sure I like about Xavier. And another thing is that's really slept on is how active our campus really is.
Right.
Like, we have events day after day, every week. There's always something to do on campus.
Sure.
If it's not on campus, it's something to do with campus. It's like
all facets of life too.
Yeah, it's like, that's really interesting to me. And I feel like that's the perfect college experience that some people really need to look forward to.
For sure. Similar to what Ethan was saying about like the network and stuff that Xavier offers, and how you were saying about, you know, just the stuff you can go to. It's really just being your authentic self. Like, okay, taking this chance, I can go join this organization by just simply showing up. It's you have to want to be in those spaces. No one's gonna really just like hand feed you, oh, join this organization. You have to come up out of there, you know, go to the UC, introduce yourself, you know, shake some hands and really just get to know people. Because I know a lot of times people say people are really, really quick to like click up or like form friend groups. And really to get out of that kind of phase is to do those organizations, join those organizations that, you know, really inviting. Like, we have tons of organizations that do constant work, like you said, on a daily basis. I know there's already 3 organizations today that's doing something. Like, there's always something going on.
And I definitely feel like, because you mentioned strengths, I feel like a big strength that we have, even baked into the orientation, is I think it was the black male reception. And I miss some of the people that I speak to this day from that reception. So I mean, I definitely feel like that was great. You know, it introduces you to the organizations that we have on campus and the fraternities. And just a side note, I don't feel like you need to, you know, people think like, oh yeah, you need to be in a fraternity for brotherhood. I feel like brotherhood starts with you. You know, you going out and trying to foster that relationship. So fraternities are great. I love my fraternity, but you know, you have to make an effort. Instead of you can either complain about the problem or be a part of the solution. So I feel like that's definitely, you know, something you have to do. You know, if you don't see brotherhood, make a club. Do something. Get involved.
Promote it. Yeah,
do something about it.
Yeah, I think that just like getting involved is like, can be like, it's just different facets of that. It's like you can be involved in church, meet people. You can be involved on campus. Like, we have a lot of networking opportunities and like a lot of resources. Like, just like freshman week alone for me, I know like when we did the organization fair, I think just meeting different people from different organizations, be able to get my foot in the door. Like my dad will always say, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So it's like, you can like, just like, if you're not gonna put yourself out there, you can't really blame it on anyone else.
Yeah, sure. It's real. All right, guys. Our last topic, and try to make it a little broader. Kendrick Lamar's performance.
Sick, Drake. I hear you like young. You bet like him or go to sell Black One.
I know we said we watched it. How do you guys feel about it?
Y'all gotta explain it to me. Right?
So essentially, this is gonna be like a rough explanation. So, you know Samuel L. Jackson, you know that actor. So yeah, so he played Uncle Sam, and you know he was really trying to tell Kendrick, you gotta chill out with this all rowdy ghetto music because this isn't what America wants. You know, this is Uncle Sam speaking for America. Oh, this uppity, exuberant black loudness is not what America wants. We want, you know, mellow out. You know, that's why Kendrick had played. I believe it was Gloria. It was some song. Luther was SZA, because you know he was like, I'll mellow it out, and then he's like, oh yeah, now you're getting it. You know, this is him, Uncle Sam talking back again. You're getting it, like this is the mellow we want. And he's like, just don't mess it up. Then Kendrick plays Not Like Us. They're not like us, and he's saying, who's not like us? I'm asking, who do you feel like is not like us?
You explaining it right now. You tell me.
The people who are against the black upbringing, like who are against black power. I feel like a lot of people don't understand what black power is and are immediately going to shoot it down, because a lot of times they feel like black power is anti-white. You know what I'm saying? So it's really him using this Super Bowl halftime to really show not just, okay, he's a great musician, but also his artistry and creativity, that it's a bigger message being played.
Non-conformity.
For sure.
I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. So yeah, what you said about Uncle Sam and Samuel L. Jackson, that had a big part, because you know Uncle Sam's supposed to be the head or like the mascot of the United States.
Right.
Cool. Then Kendrick goes up on the stage and forms a big old American flag.
Right.
So not only did he form that American flag, but he divided it.
Split that.
So he split, like, you have to understand that America pretty much is divided right now. And it's like, the symbolism in that is crazy, because he hit it right on the money. Now again, Samuel L. Jackson didn't want Kendrick to play the game incorrectly. They want to be rough, ghetto.
He said, do you know how to play the game?
Right, etc. Kendrick goes out and starts coming out hard.
Right.
Like squabble up. Be humble, sit down. Then Sam says he's messing the game up. You're not supposed to do all that. So Kendrick tries to take it back, but that's not what he did. We all know he went straight to Not Like Us, and it was like, it kind of symbolized to me that, yeah, I see what America wants us to be, and I see what I'm going to do.
Right, because this is what we are.
Right, and I'm going to do what I want.
In that message of like this prominent rapper telling the young community to be unapologetically black in all circumstances, like, how do y'all feel? You know what I mean? Because me personally, I'm thinking you can't be unapologetically black in all circumstances, because it's not going to get you where you need to go. It's not going to get you this. It's not going to. The reality of the world is you have to take certain liberties and certain steps to get in certain spaces to then create change, right? And I get being unapologetically black, right? Because that's being true to yourself. That's being true to your culture, right? That's morality, right?
So do you feel like you have to put down your blackness to get further? Like, what are you trying to say?
I'm not saying put down my blackness. I'm saying it's not always the best to showcase it. I'm not always trying to be raucous about it, right? I'm not always trying to, Uncle Sam's telling me to act this way, so I'm gonna flip him off. You know what I mean? Just to say, no, you can't control me. Like, no, I can be cool, be dapper for a second, right? And then show my blackness when I am established as a valid source, right? When I get that respect.
I'm gonna say something quick. You could tone it down, of course, to get where you need to be, but also never forget who you are and what you are, and still be unapologetically yourself when you can be. Because again, yeah, he brings up a good point. We're not always appreciated in most circumstances.
Sure.
So yeah, it's definitely a good like middle ground between both. Of yeah, I'm gonna be unapologetic myself. Yeah, I'm gonna tone it down, but yeah, I'm gonna still be myself and get to the place where I need to be.
I think another pivotal point, just to segue a little bit to another point of the halftime show, like at the very beginning, Kendrick made a quote. He said, "The revolution about to be televised. You picked the right time but the wrong guy." I think like he was basically, he directed that to two different people. We can be bold and say who they were. One was about America, and the other was about the president. Let me say that. But I think just him saying that really just showed like on the biggest stage of America at this point in time, like, we're here. Like, I want you to understand like what's going on. We're here. We realize what's going on. Like, we understand like what the demographic is. Like, we understand how we're being looked down upon. But we're here. Like, he's making it known that, hey, you're not just going to do these things and nothing's not going to happen. No consequences, no reparations. So I think like that pivotal moment at the very beginning, I think he just showed, he like made sure everybody just well known that this is our time.
So I feel like, you know, even to like the previous points that were mentioned, I feel like a lot of black people have an issue of, you know, trying to code switch in certain situations, and some people don't know how to break out of that, you know, whether it be, you know, the way that they grew up in a predominantly white area, so they don't know, you know, true blackness, if you will. So I feel like even me, you know, I grew up in a predominantly white area, so I don't necessarily know what that is. Kind of to your point, I feel like, you know, that definitely is very reflective of, you know, the current state of society. More black men trying to, you know, rise up and be the light for young black men. I feel like that's definitely something that's important. And because black men, like we said during this entire, you know, situation, black men need role models in general. So I feel like that's definitely something that's represented. Sure.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is being unapologetically black in all circumstances forces the majority to accept who you are as a people.
In some regards, but we still have to tone down how much we can do or say, because we know for sure that we're not at the head of a lot of different organizations, so it's kind of hard to be unapologetic to yourself.
Because I feel like if you go like too extreme with it, it's more so affirming the preconceived notions that people have about black people, and that's just gonna dig an even deeper hole. So I feel like finding I don't know if there's a Goldilocks zone per se, but like.
So what are some ways that y'all think that you can be unapologetically yourself? You can unapologetically display your culture while still maintaining that. You know what I mean?
In my Afro studies class, I remember one specific thing because I wrote a paper on it. There is a veil. Okay, this veil in front holds, like, let's say there was a white male here, and on that veil, he sees what he wants. He sees the perspective that black men are all one certain way. He sees a stereotype when each person is a different person. So there's two sides of the veil, something called double consciousness too. Taking it real intricate. So double conscious is us knowing what's on that front side of the veil, what they see of us, and on the other side of what we see. So if we know how to navigate what we are, and we know how to navigate what they see, we can meet right in the middle and give yourself off in a way that presents us in a good environment to anyone.
Sure.
So you have to know yourself, and you have to know what they see as well.
Mind if I build? Alright, so I like how you started off talking about, like, you know, you can still be unapologetically black, but, you know, still carry yourself. It's all about how are you carrying yourself. So I don't know if you can tell, but I have braids in my hair, and I know a lot of times people don't really see that as too professional. However, I carry myself with the utmost respect. So I walk in, I'm usually wearing suits. I'm kind of out of that manner right now, but I usually carry myself really, really well, and people understand my character. I feel a lot of times it's not just how you look on the outside, but it's really like your character on the inside as well. You know, how you're carrying yourself, introducing people, because first impressions are everything. You can definitely attest to that.
Well, this is going to bring us to the end of our show. We're going to hit y'all with our next coming events for the Men of Xavier. So if you're not already doing so, go on Instagram right now and make sure you follow the Men of Xavier page. Us, the social media group, are going to be posting a social media blitz all month long. And then most likely next month too. So you just gotta be able to make sure y'all see what we're posting, when we're posting it, and how we're posting it. Come out, support, come join, and come have fun with us.
Got up to do, man.
Yeah, that's it for the Man Who Speaks. We'll see y'all later. Thank y'all.